Some movies are not just for entertainment. They tell stories that awaken the warrior in you and make you a stronger and more determined man. These movies are full of characters who represent the pinnacle of masculinity. You will not only be inspired by them, but you will also see how to have a stronger mind and willpower. Let's take a look at these 15 legendary productions that will raise your adrenaline and testosterone levels. You can't miss the keywords to analyze the characters in your mind, and this list is based on my own experience. What would you do if the person you trusted most shot you in the back? Porter was betrayed, he lost his money and his honor, but a man like him keeps fighting even when he loses. At first he just wanted to get his money back, but now it's become a showdown. As he takes down everyone in his path one by one, he begins to make his enemies tremble with his ruthlessness. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but for Porter, it's a dish cooked in the fires of hell. James Bond is not just a spy. He is a figure who stands at the peak of masculinity with his every move. He is intelligent, cool-headed, and never overcome by emotion. He never takes a step back or makes unnecessary speeches in the face of his enemies. He is deadly in action and stunningly charming in social situations. His greatest weapon is not only his gun, but also his strategy and mental control. Tyler Durden is a figure who challenges the pacified masculinity of the modern world. He doesn't care about comfort zones, status symbols, consumer culture. He is a man who lives by instinct, who feels life to the bone. Every punch is a way for him to feel reality. The first step to becoming strong is admitting how weak you are, and Tyler understands that before anyone else. Brian Mills is a former intelligence agent, but first and foremost a father, and a man shows his true colors when his family is harmed. His rage is calculated, cold-blooded, and deadly. The kidnappers of his daughter made the biggest mistake of their lives, because he is not only a father, but also one of the most dangerous men in the world. Harry Callahan may be a lawman, but he doesn't read the law from a book. He enforces it in his own way. Criminals have only one choice. They either surrender or Harry's Magnum 44 speaks. He's a classic masculine figure, a man of few words, but a man who makes his power felt with every move. If you want a challenge, you have to think if you are really lucky. Maximus was once the most powerful general in Rome. Honor, loyalty, and courage were everything to him, until he was betrayed and lost his family. But he's a man who doesn't stop where he falls. His rage turns him into an invincible warrior in the arena. For him, every fight is not just about survival, but about getting the justice he deserves. Tommy Conlon is a man at war with his anger, quiet but destructive. He is a man who tries to calm the storm inside him in the ring. For years he has been cut off from his family, but for him, fighting is not just a sport. It's the only way to prove his existence. He is like an animal in the ring, like an alpha, cold-blooded but ruthless. What would you do if the only thing you held on to in life was taken away? Creasy is a man with a dark past, but for the first time, he has a reason. The little girl he's protecting. He lives to keep her safe, and one day everything is taken from him. Now he has nothing left to lose, and that's a man at his most dangerous. No matter who stands in his way, he will not stop. He will make them suffer. Step by step, as he exacts his revenge, his enemies will realize how he burns with rage. Fire burns everything. But for Creasy, this is just the beginning. Tony Montana is a man who rises from zero to the top but never gives in. He knows that life will give him nothing, so he takes everything by force. He is brave, ruthless, and his will is unshakable. If you respect him, he respects you. But if he's betrayed, well, then you've made your own end. Leonidas is not only a king, but also a warrior. Under his leadership, 300 men fight an impossible battle against the Persian army. But it's not about numbers, it's about courage, because real men don't accept defeat. Patrick Bateman, he looks perfect, but the darkness inside him is beyond anything else. His masculine energy is not only his charm, but also his coolness. If you want to see the dark side of masculinity, don't miss this movie. In the Cold War, espionage is not just a job, it's an art. Napoleon Solo and Ilya Kuryakin are the best spies from two hostile countries, but now a great threat brings them together. Blending elegance, intelligence, and lethal skill, this is the modern and charismatic face of masculinity. Espionage has never been so stylish. In the future, New York has become a prison, and once inside, you can never get out. But for legendary warrior Snake Plissken, nothing is impossible. A menacing and reckless man who walks into death without blinking an eye. A legend who fights not to destroy order, but simply to survive. Snake's cold-bloodedness and tough stance is the epitome of masculinity. On the one side is Neil McCauley, a disciplined and cold-blooded criminal. On the other is Vincent Hanna, the obsessed detective sworn to stop him. Both men are perfectionists, neither can do anything wrong, but only one can survive in this city. A masterpiece of survival instinct combined with intelligence, showing the most realistic and charismatic face of the criminal world. Rocky Balboa is not just a boxer, he is a living legend who taught us not to give up, to get up despite every blow. Initially an ordinary man, he is writing his own destiny with his indomitable spirit and ruthless discipline. Fists are there to shatter not only his opponents, but also the challenges of life. Life is not how hard you hit, but whether you can get up despite the blow. It is important to remember that these movies will not change your life completely, but they can inspire you as you change your life. So remember that change starts with ourselves, and the only thing you need to focus on this journey is yourself.